Everybody. Welcome back to Numerology. I am very glad that you are here today. So I just made a video on what the birth number is, and now I am making this video on what the destiny number is because it's incredibly important to understand your destiny number so that you can get into alignment with it and make sure that you are, carrying out the energies that are on the higher end of the number versus the lower end. So today we're going to talk about what specifically the destiny number is and all of kind of the subtle nuances and how it greatly differs from the birth number. So let's get started. But first, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe and like the video if it was good for you so you never miss one of my upcoming videos. And if you're interested in booking a consultation with me, you can click the link in my bio or reach me at brooknumerology.com. Okay, so what is the destiny number? It is the sum total of all of our numbers in our date of birth that are added up to one number. So you always must condense the numbers down until you get to one single digit. Now, the destiny number is related to our past karmas. And so from our past karmas, that is when we take birth, the actual birth date. And so when all of those numbers are added up, that's the destiny number. And so that's why it's connected to past karma, because it's the number that corresponds to certain planetary energy that we must fulfill within this life. So here really quickly is just a list of all of the numbers that correspond with each planet. And so the numbers will carry the planetary vibrations of the planet that they correspond to. But if you want to just do a quick screenshot, then you have that for your reference. Okay, so our destiny number has to do with our purpose in life. It's why we were born and it's what we're meant to do. Now, sometimes it can be difficult to get to our destiny number because it's not an energy that, is inherent within us like the birth number is. It's an energy that we have to learn to gravitate towards. And so sometimes really getting into alignment with our destiny number can be a little bit of a challenge. Now, in the last video, I mentioned how the birth number is most prevalent from like 30 to 35 years of age. And at that point, the destiny number really kicks in and becomes very prominent within our lives. Now, if we have not come into alignment with the destiny number, we will be operating on the lower vibration of the destiny number. And to be clear, we are always going to become our destiny number because it has a lot to do with the karmas and the energy that's inherent with the planet that corresponds to that number. So we are going to become our destiny number. It is a number that cannot be changed. And so that is why if you're not fulfilling, the vibrations of that number, you're going to have problems. So let's take, for instance, the number 7. If you are a destiny number 7 and you are in alignment with that, you're going to be very research oriented. You're going to become spiritual. You're going to become intuitive and very investigative. Your psychic abilities are really going to be, at a high peak once you are in your 40s probably. And you're going to be able to guide others and share with them the deeper truths and reasons that we are here within life. You'll understand that we have to live in this material world and be a part of it, but you also understand that it is ultimately irrelevant, right? Like when you die, you can't take it with you, and all of this. But if you're not in alignment with your destiny number 7, then you're going to be operating at the lower vibrations where you feel very lost in life. You are going to experience a myriad of problems. You're going to be very confused on what your path is. You are going to experience substance abuse. There's going to be problems with relationships with people. You're going to find that you're incredibly detached from everyone in your life. And so you can see that you're going to become your destiny 7, but on what level? You want to always be on the higher vibration of that number. And then also, if you don't really gravitate towards the energies of your destiny number, you will become very disillusioned and depressed within life. And so that's why it's important to really understand what that planetary energy embodies so you can find that. Like I said before, it's hard to really grow into your destiny number because it's an energy that's new to us, right? When we come in and we take birth, we are in alignment with our birth number because that is who we see ourselves to be. It describes our personalities and our talents. And the destiny energy is very foreign to us. And so it takes a little bit of time to really move into that energy. I've seen a lot of people that are struggling within their career, and that is because their career is something that is not in alignment with their destiny. And they just really have a hard time. And when I suggest, well, I think you would be good at this, it really, especially if they're younger, it's very confusing to them. Like, that's not something I could do. But oftentimes, when people sit back and they realize that, and then they can use the talents from their birth number and use that to move into their destiny number, that makes a more smooth transition. But irrespective, even if something seems just very outside of the box and not something that you would be good at, try to find a way to really embody that energy and do something in your life that will get you into alignment with the energy of your destiny number, because then you will be more fulfilled, even if it seems very strange or difficult to you, right? Because when we're born, we come in as the birth number energy, like I said, but we're not meant to stay there. We're meant to move on and become something higher. And so that's why it's important that you even maybe try to find a job that embodies the energy of your destiny number, because it will just it'll be more smooth for you, right? Our lives, have you noticed how some people, no matter what they do, life is always a struggle? And that's because they're not in alignment with their destiny number. Life isn't, it's not meant to be easy, but it's not meant, to be stopping you in your tracks at every single turn. So really embodying that energy is going to be so helpful for you. So the destiny number is very much an upward movement of energy. It is also how other people see us, right? So we see ourselves per our birth number, but other people see us per our destiny number. And ironically, who we really are is not our birth number. It is our destiny number, right? So our birth number has a lot to do with things of the past, things that we achieved in other lives. The destiny number is who we must become, but because it is the sum total of all of the numbers in our date of birth, it speaks heavily to what our karmas are and what must be fulfilled. And so it is who we inherently are. And so other people can almost see this in us before we can fully embody that energy, but it is who we ultimately are. So the destiny number is first and foremost who we inherently are, how the world sees us, but then how we show up in our lives. So it is our career. It's where we go to make a name for ourselves. It's our name and our fame. It speaks to, how we interact with the greater world around us. Some of the energies can be difficult to master while you're younger. You are always going to be able to become that number after, the age of 30 to 35. Things will calm down and you will grow into that number. Just be sure that you understand what the planetary energies are so that you can become the higher vibration of that number, right? That's what's the most important. Sometimes in life, we hear about people having a midlife crisis, right? People will joke about that, like, oh, you went through a midlife crisis, she had a midlife crisis. But let's stop and think what that actually means. So if you become your destiny number around the age to 30 or 35, and you are operating on the lower vibrations of your destiny number at that point, then you're going to be unhappy in life. You're going to be on a trajectory that you were not meant to be on. Think of it as like a parallel universe. You know, you're following the path, but you somehow like went off on a tangent and you're not on the proper path. And so that's when people have midlife crises, right? They kind of they freak out and don't know what to do. And so you can kind of stop those from happening if you understand your destiny number and the energy that you need to embody. So, in conclusion, the destiny number is something that cannot be changed, right? Because it has to do with our past karmas. But we can make the most use of the energies by understanding it and then really taking to heart that energy and then going forth into the world to live our best lives, right? Because the destiny number is how we show up and how we make a name for ourselves. So just take that number and make a good name for yourself because we do have the ability to decide which direction we want our lives to go. So I really hope that this video was helpful for you. If you haven't yet done so, please subscribe to my channel so you never miss one of my other upcoming videos. And if you're interested in booking a consultation, you can click the link in my bio or reach me at brooknumerology.com. Thanks so much. I'll see you soon with the next video on the birth number versus the destiny number. Bye.